pencil. So this is the one that I said is like a colored pencil, but it's water soluble, meaning when something is water soluble, that means when you apply water, it basically will change the way you put it down. And I'll show you in a second. There's probably a better way to explain that, but that's just what popped into my head right now. Okay, and then I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do this one down here. This is just the regular kids, you know, school supplies at the beginning of the year, 99-cent box of colored pencils. So same surface, same substrate, 2 different writing utensils. Let's see what happens. Let's see what it does. See if it makes any difference. We're just being curious here. We're learning. This is where we learn. So I'm watering that and not really doing much. Let's see what it does with the other. So do you see how that kind of turns into the watercolors we were using? It tends to change its structure. See how it goes from being like grainy. See the difference between the two? Now you may like that look. I actually happen to like them both. But you may want yours to look like more like watercolor. You may want it to look more that way. Now let's see what... I'm going to do some squiggly lines on my... This is my deli paper. And I want to see... what these do. Let's see what this one does. Now this is kind of, see how that's kind of a resist, because deli paper is waxy. So we may not get the effect that we want here. But again, we're just playing. We just want to see. So you know that if you do the colored pencil on the deli paper, you see how that one kind of bled out a little bit. It's like, you know, diffusing the blue. What does the deli paper look like when we put the acrylic paint? So I don't have a ton of this left, but let's just see what this does. That's kind of a cool effect. It almost looks like wood paneling or something. That's kind of cool. I actually kind of like that. Okay. Let's try a watercolor. Let's do one of our watercolors and see what that ends up. Doing. Do you see what I'm doing here, guys? This is, and while I'm sitting here doing this, I am so relaxed because I have no expectation of there being any sort of an outcome while I'm doing this, because I'm just being curious. I'm just playing and looking to see what does what. Okay, so see that, because that deli paper is waxy. So it's not going to absorb that watercolor. That's good to know. Let's see what the Sharpie marker. Not Sharpie marker, I'm sorry you guys. Dry erase marker. I probably called it Sharpie marker before too. So that works. That kind of has a good application. I can pretty much guarantee that the this isn't going to work very well. It applied okay. I can tell by looking at it. I'm not sure if it will dry to a point where it won't smear. This is my highlighter marker, and see how that's kind of resisting a little bit too. Not quite as bad as the watercolor. What else do I have here that I can try? Let's try the Sharpie marker. I'm sure will work fine. If I can hold the paper. Yep. And as soon as that's dry, that's not smearing, that's not going anywhere. This doesn't smear. That's a little smearing, and let's see how that, because your some of those fine tip, those Paper Mate flare markers. They have a little bit of an oil component. They must have a little bit of an oil base. And so it's just not ever really going to dry the way you want it to. So I'm going to set that aside. So hopefully this has given you guys an idea of a couple of things. One, what types of things you want to start gathering. And I'm going to grab my basket. I'm going to show you in my, I have a basket that I've started gathering things to show you guys. Hold on, let me just clean this up real quick. My big old head in the way. So, obviously you're going to need scissors. So what I like about this paper towel, I'll use these obviously for cleanup, but I'm trying to get up there. See the pattern on there? I'm going to show you guys how to transfer that pattern. So think along those lines, things that right on, right with, provide pattern. I have a magazine, and I'll show you. I love using, so see how there's along here, there's all those different colors. I'm going to use that on a page, I can guarantee you. Same thing here. Here. All these shapes, you can cut out these shapes and you can use those on a page. I mean, so think about things from along those lines. Better Homes and Gardens. I don't always find like pattern and stuff as much as I do words, like secrets. You know, maybe that's something you want to do a page on, or, you know, maybe you want to write a letter to dear, maybe you want to write it to yourself, dear Victoria, dear, you know, whomever. Maybe you want to do a page on how you're grateful for your home. So this is just, and same thing with the Martha Stewart. Okay, here's this Real Simple magazine. If you guys ever get this, the reason why I love this magazine is it has good words and good images. But do you see how the pages there's no glare. They don't have the shiny pages. The pages are almost like kind of matte. And I like, let's see, like there's some really cool pattern. I like matte in my art journal. I don't like shiny. So that's just some embellishments. I have scissors. I have, okay, this is a toilet paper roll, you guys. See how that's shaped like a triangle? I'm going to take that and I'm going to dip it in paint. And I'm going to use that to make different patterns. Okay. You guys get a gold star if you know what this is. Anyone know what this is? I'll flip it around. You can see it. I'll do a 360. This is one of my daughter's old flip-flops that I cut up because I love the pattern. It makes an awesome pattern. Don't tell her I stole her flip-flop. What else do I have in here? This is like a lid from, I don't know what this was, like a makeup or something, that I will use this side to make solid circles, and I'll use this part to do the outline of a circle. This is like the piece of, I buy those Canson like mixed media paper, and this is the edging. I love to crinkle this and to put it in my art journal and use it as just more texture. So I saved that. I have, this is, does anyone know what this is? Okay, you guys, fair warning. It is very easy to turn into a hoarder. I'm not quite there yet. I think my husband might disagree. Anyway, this is a piece of that non-skid stuff that you put underneath your rug. And I use that. I love the way it makes patterns. So I'll show you guys stuff with that. So I've just been collecting little things. So this is a piece of cork from a candle that I got. I will use it both to make circles. I will also use it to trace around. What else do I have in here? I have a spool of, I think this was thread maybe, a spool of thread. And I have, this is from like tape, like a tape. Not Scotch tape, it's like scrapbooking tape, I think. And I love the image that this makes on a page when you, it's totally cool. So go around your house, start collecting things, find your substrates that you're going to use, find your utensils that you're going to work with. So good things are obviously crayons. And guys, seriously, you have no idea how much of this stuff that you have around the house until you look. All you have to do is go on a treasure hunt like when you were a kid. Remember when we used to do scavenger hunts? You'll find a ton of stuff. This says it's chalkboard paint. It doesn't matter. Any kind of paint will work. That just makes it more matte. These are some of the writing utensils that I picked out. So some of them worked and some of them didn't. So here's my regular colored pencil. I have my Sharpies. I have a fat tip and a fine tip. My dry erase marker that I used. This is the water soluble one. You may not have those around. Anything that has permanent ink works really well. These are just those Papermate. I don't even know where I got these. They're obviously they're dead. These are awesome. These are just like Sharpie markers, and I have a bunch of these in like really different cool colors. They're not Sharpie markers, I'm sorry. They are like highlighters, only in just colors that you wouldn't normally pick. And then just like regular Bic pencils, or you know, where I had a pen. Anyway, so here are the final products with our. Let me get. Okay, so there's that page, and see how those all look totally different. Some of them I may like, some of them that I may not. And some of them I may use, and some of them I may throw away, and some of them I may keep as a reference of what I want to do, what I don't want to do. So that's the deli paper. This is the painter's, the trim paper. So this was the really lightweight. This was the water-soluble pencil. This was the regular colored pencil. This is the craft paper with the Martha Stewart, the acrylic paint. Which I think that, see, I totally didn't think that I would like that, and now that it's dried, some of these I think are pretty cool. This is the paper bag. We tried a bunch of different things with that. This is the crayon with the dry erase marker. This is the watercolor paint. This is with that blue, hold on. This is with that blue flare marker, and then this is the Sharpie with the watercolor over it. My mailing envelope, that dried pretty cool. I like the way this looks with just my brush strokes. I like that. I think that's cool. I might use that. This is the newsprint. And this is the fat Sharpie marker with the watercolor over top. Like I might take just this. Let me show you guys. This is how I do my art journals. I like the zigzag element. I may tear this out and use that on a page. This is trying out the white construction paper and using the different kinds of pencils and then putting watercolor over to see what it looks like. Again, I'm just getting curious here. And this is the tissue paper. Now this I love, and I will show you once we get into class, but I'll explain to you now why I love working on tissue paper, and the cheaper the better. So you go like find some just really, it doesn't matter if it's wrinkly, you find some tissue paper, because what happens is once you tear this up and you adhere it to an art journal page, the tissue paper is almost invisible, and so it looks so cool. I do a lot of stuff on tissue paper. This was the printer, just copy paper, and the Sharpie marker. And this is just kind of an example of different lines that you can make. So let me show you one more thing, you guys, before I finish this video. I want you to see my art journal. Now, let me... Hold on, I'm trying to find one more thing to show you guys. You're a beginner. These are 99. Now this is what I do, like extra paints and stuff in here that I use in pages. But anyway, go to the dollar store, go to the grocery store, put your mask on. I guess we're all supposed to wear masks now. We're in that's where we are. Anyway, go and buy one of these. They're like 99 cents, a couple bucks. I've used the squares before. I've used just the regular. You can use this. I mean, I'm telling you, you don't have to spend any money on this stuff. Now this is, I don't know if you can see. Hold on. That is, see where it says Ethel Kelly? This is an old school book that I got from my mother-in-law, Mama Kelly. And it was literally falling apart. Like these pages, if I bend the pages, it just breaks off. Well, I took it and I reinforced the pages, and this is what I use as my art journal. Sometimes I have to put paint in, tape in here so it doesn't run through. Like I just kept the pages and I just reinforced. So this is one of my art journal pages. And see, these are just like the different, this right here was a piece of paper, something to the effect of this, that I tore off and glued on. So that kind of gives you an idea, and I'll show you a couple more just so you can start getting some ideas. This is something that I had stamped on a book, on an old book page. This was from an old yearbook. This is a combination of acrylic paint and pen. See how, you know, some of them ran, some of them didn't. I thought I had written that in Sharpie marker, and then I went to go outline it, and it wasn't. It was water soluble, so it kind of, you know, ran, but that's okay. That's okay. This is another page. This is one where I wrote in the background, and then I added stuff over top, and I put a sticker on there. This is another one where all of these, I don't know if you can see all of that detail. This is a page where I literally took all of the different types of pages that we did and I tore them up. That's what this is. That's what this marks. So that's, I think that flip-flop that I told you, my daughter's flip-flop that I cut up, that's what that mark looks like. What else? These I think are just fingerprints with acrylic paint. So as you look at these pages, what I'm wanting you to do is, I don't want you to imitate what I've done. I want you to use this as ways to get ideas of things that you can collect for your art journal. These are some, like, see the X's? I did the X's. I did little dots with a different kind of pen. I did them around here, around the little heart. The lettering, like right here, I cut that out of a kid's book. I think it was a coloring book or something. What else? So this is, now on here there's a little bit more stuff. We may never get this advanced, but do you see the things that I use in there? Like I have old pieces of thread and scraps of ribbon, and what else do I have? This piece, you see that? Let me get up there, is from an old wallpaper book. They remember when they used to, I'm dating myself, they used to have, it was called flocked wallpaper. It was almost like velvet. It was the weirdest thing ever. But you can see like all the different things that I use on here. This is an old envelope. This is a piece of scrapbook paper. This is, I don't remember what that is, but it's, you know, so I'm showing you these so that you can start to get some ideas. This is another page that I did, and this is mostly, this is a picture that I cut out and some thread, and I'm not sure what this is. This is another one where you have a lot of different, you know, layers and scraps and pieces. So when you find little scraps and stuff, don't throw it away. Like if you have a ribbon from a tag or something like that, keep it. I'll show you. This is an old envelope. This is the back of a book spine. The book was falling apart and I loved the texture. So I took a piece of it and put it in my journal. This is another, this is a page that I did, I think I got this image out of a book. And again, this is very simple. This is all just basic stuff. It's just marks. Again, this is another kind of flip-flop and little shapes and stuff. What else do I have here that I can show you to give you an ideas? This was a paper bag, and I did the whole thing on a paper bag. And there's a button, you know, if you have like loose buttons, like just go through your house, I'm telling you, go on a scavenger hunt and just find stuff that you think you can play with. I hope that helps you guys. I'm so excited about this class. Please let me know if you have any questions. And I am, like I said in the video on the Facebook group, I am working fast and furious to get the content re-uploaded so that our classroom will be open. I'm hoping that that will be in the next couple days. So anyway, I hope this helped. Go on your scavenger hunt, collect some stuff, get creative, and I will see you guys very soon.